Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut through the noise. We live in a world where people dream big, talk big, but when it comes to execution, 96% hesitate. They wait, they doubt, they settle. Meanwhile, the 4% are out there making it happen. The question is, what separates them? What makes the difference between a life of success and a life of regret? Success is not about having the best resources, the highest IQ, or even the perfect strategy. It's about the way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the way you see the world. The truth is, the people who succeed at the highest levels don't always have the best tools or the ideal circumstances. What they do have is a mindset that refuses to accept limitations, excuses, or mediocrity. That's what separates the 4% from the 96%. It's not mechanics, it's psychology. Most people believe that if they just had the right plan, the right connections, or the right education, they would be successful. They think success is about external advantages, but nothing could be further from the truth. The 96% focus on what they don't have, what's missing, and what's holding them back. They let their circumstances define them. The 4%, on the other hand, focus on what they can control, how they think, how they react, and how they move forward regardless of the obstacles in front of them. The biggest difference between those who make it and those who don't is their internal dialogue. The average person constantly doubts themselves, questions their ability, and lets fear dictate their actions. They say things like, what if I fail? Or, I don't have enough experience. Or, I'll start when I'm ready. The 4% have a completely different conversation in their heads. They say, I'll figure it out. Every failure is a lesson, and I create my own opportunities. Instead of focusing on limitations, they focus on possibilities. This mental shift is the foundation of success. When faced with a challenge, the 96% hesitate, they overthink, they wait for the perfect moment. But success doesn't wait. The 4% act despite uncertainty. They understand that confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build through action. Every time you push past fear, every time you take a step forward, even when you're unsure, you strengthen your mindset. You train yourself to be unstoppable. It's also about how you respond to failure. Most people see failure as proof that they weren't good enough. They take it personally, they internalize it, they let it define them. But the 4% see failure as data. It's feedback, it's information that helps them adjust and improve. They don't let setbacks shake their belief in themselves. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Every great entrepreneur, athlete, and leader has failed more times than they can count. What makes them different is that they never stop. The mind is the greatest tool you have, but most people never train it. They let doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs control them. If you want to be in the 4%, you must take control of your mind. You must rewire your thinking. Success is not about mechanics. It's about mastering the psychology that drives your decisions. When you change your mindset, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your life. Most people have dreams, goals, and ambitions, but very few ever take the kind of action necessary to turn those dreams into reality. They talk about what they want, they plan, they research, but they never execute at the level required to create massive success. The truth is, success doesn't come from wishful thinking or waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from relentless, unstoppable action. The people who succeed at the highest levels don't just work hard, they attack their goals with an obsession that sets them apart from the 96% who hesitate, procrastinate, and make excuses. The difference between success and failure is not intelligence, talent, or luck, it's action. Most people think they're working hard, but they're really just busy. They confuse movement with progress. They spend hours researching, planning, and talking about their goals, but when it comes time to execute, they hesitate. They get caught up in perfectionism, second-guess themselves, and look for shortcuts. Meanwhile, the 4% are out there putting in the work, making mistakes, learning, adjusting, and moving forward at a speed that leaves everyone else behind. The key is not just taking action, but taking massive action. Small efforts lead to small results. If you want extraordinary success, you need to operate at a level that most people are unwilling to reach. This means going beyond what feels comfortable. It means pushing past exhaustion, self-doubt, and the endless distractions that stop most people in their tracks. The 4% don't work based on how they feel. They work based on what needs to be done. They don't wait for motivation. They create it through action. Most people fail because they take action inconsistently. They work hard for a few days, then slow down when things get difficult. They make progress, then let distractions pull them away. The 4% are relentless. They show up every single day, no matter what. They don't let temporary setbacks, bad days, or external circumstances stop them. They understand that success is a numbers game. The more action they take, the more opportunities they create. They fail fast, learn fast, and adjust fast. Another key difference is the speed at which successful people execute. While most people overthink and analyze every decision, the 4% take action immediately. They don't get stuck in indecision. They know that perfection is an illusion and that momentum is more important than getting everything right from the start. Every great achievement in history came from someone who was willing to take bold, decisive action before they felt ready. Most people will never understand this level of urgency because they are waiting for the right time, waiting for confidence, waiting for certainty. The 4% don't wait for anything. They understand that life rewards those who move fast, who take risks, and who refuse to slow down. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It belongs to those who are willing to do whatever it takes every single day without limits. Discomfort is the gateway to growth, yet most people spend their entire lives avoiding it. They stay within the confines of what feels safe and familiar, never realizing that everything they truly desire lies just beyond that invisible wall of fear and resistance. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It's the relationship with discomfort. The 4% understand that struggle, pain, and uncertainty are not obstacles to be feared, but signals that they are on the right path. The 96% see discomfort as a stop sign, while the 4% see it as an invitation to push forward. Most people are programmed to seek comfort. Society teaches that life should be easy, that struggle is a sign something is wrong, and that if something feels hard, it must not be meant for them. This mindset is what keeps people trapped in mediocrity. The truth is, discomfort is not a problem. It's a requirement for success. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, and leader has endured moments of extreme challenge, self-doubt, and failure. But what separates them is that they did not run from those moments. They leaned in, embraced the struggle, and used it to fuel their growth. When you step outside your comfort zone, you activate a part of yourself that has been dormant. You tap into strength, resilience, and potential that you didn't even know existed. Every time you push through fear, pain, or uncertainty, you expand your limits. What once felt impossible becomes your new normal. The 4% understand that growth is not about avoiding hardship, but about conditioning themselves to handle greater levels of stress, pressure, and challenge. They don't seek an easy life. They seek to become stronger so that no challenge is too big for them to overcome. Discomfort is also the birthplace of confidence. Most people believe they need to feel confident before taking action, but confidence is not a prerequisite. It is the result of stepping into discomfort repeatedly. The first time you do something new, it feels terrifying, but after doing it enough times, it becomes second nature. This is how people develop unshakable self-belief. They don't wait for confidence to arrive. They build it by proving to themselves over and over again that they can handle whatever comes their way. Another reason people avoid discomfort is the fear of failure. They see failure as a reflection of their worth, something to be ashamed of. The 4% see failure as feedback, as a necessary part of the process. They understand that every setback, rejection, or challenge is teaching them something valuable. They don't internalize failure. They use it to refine their approach. They don't retreat when things get tough. They adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. Most people let discomfort dictate their actions, choosing the path of least resistance. But those who succeed at the highest levels understand that pain, struggle, and uncertainty are not things to avoid. They are the very things that forge the strongest, most unstoppable versions of themselves. Commitment is the single most defining factor that separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who settle for mediocrity. Most people are interested in success, but very few are truly committed. Interest means wanting something, talking about it, dreaming about it, but only taking action when it's convenient. Commitment means showing up every single day, no matter what, pushing forward when it's hard, and refusing to quit even when the odds are stacked against you. The 4% understand that success is not about talent or luck. It's about an unshakable commitment to a vision, a goal, or a mission, even when everything inside them is screaming to stop. Most people quit when they don't see immediate results. They start a business, a fitness journey, or a new skill, and when they don't get what they expected right away, they walk away. They let temporary frustration become a permanent decision. The 4% operate differently. They understand that results take time, that setbacks are inevitable, and that success is reserved for those who refuse to give up. They don't just try, they decide. And that decision eliminates doubt, hesitation, and any possibility of failure because they are willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until they succeed. Commitment is not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It's easy to be excited at the beginning of a journey, but when the excitement fades and the grind sets in, most people lose interest. The 4% don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They execute even when they don't feel like it. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions because they know that commitment is not about how they feel in the moment, but about honoring the promise they made to themselves. They move forward even on the days when they're tired, uninspired, or discouraged. The reason most people fail is that they always leave themselves an escape route. They give themselves permission to quit if things get too difficult. The 4% don't do that. They burn the boats. They remove quitting as an option. When you take away the possibility of retreat, you force yourself to find a way to make things work. This kind of commitment creates breakthroughs because when there is no way out, the only way is forward. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They commit fully with no plan B, no safety net, and no excuses. Unshakable commitment also means adapting and growing. Some people commit to an idea or a plan, but when things don't go as expected, they become rigid and refuse to adjust. The 4% are different. They are relentless in their pursuit of success, but they are also flexible in their approach. They analyze what works, change what doesn't, and constantly evolve. They don't see obstacles as stop signs. They see them as detours leading them to a better strategy. Commitment is not just about working hard. It's about being resourceful, staying resilient, and continuing to push forward no matter what challenges arise. Adaptability is the key to long-term success because the world is constantly changing. Those who resist change, who cling to old ways of thinking and doing things, inevitably get left behind. The people who rise to the top, the 4%, are not just hardworking or talented, they are adaptable. They understand that success is not about sticking to one rigid path, but about adjusting, evolving, and learning as they go. The ability to pivot when necessary, to embrace new challenges, and to stay ahead of the curve is what separates those who thrive from those who struggle. Most people fear change because it brings uncertainty. They want stability, predictability, and control. But the truth is, nothing in life stays the same. Industries evolve, markets shift, technology advances, and unforeseen obstacles appear. The 96% resist these changes, hoping things will go back to how they were, but the 4% recognize that change is an opportunity. Instead of fearing the unknown, they embrace it. They stay curious, open-minded, and willing to try new approaches. They don't see change as a threat, they see it as an advantage. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they get stuck in outdated ways of thinking. They believe that what worked yesterday will work tomorrow. They become comfortable with their habits, routines, and strategies, even when they stop producing results. The 4% never allow themselves to become stagnant. They are constantly learning, adjusting, and improving. They understand that adaptability is not just about survival, it's about growth. The moment you stop learning, you start declining. The most successful people in the world are the ones who remain students for life. They read, study, experiment, and refine their skills because they know that staying relevant requires continuous evolution. Adaptability is also about resilience. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, and most people let these obstacles stop them. When faced with failure, they see it as a dead end. The 4% see failure differently. They view it as feedback, as a lesson, as a necessary part of the process. When something doesn't work, they don't break down, they adjust. They analyze what went wrong, make the necessary changes, and move forward with even greater precision. This ability to shift gears and keep going is what allows them to succeed where others give up. Most people are reactive. They wait for problems to appear before they take action. The 4% are proactive. They anticipate changes before they happen. They stay ahead by watching trends, analyzing patterns, and preparing themselves for what's coming next. They don't just respond to the future, they create it. This mindset of adaptability gives them an edge because while others are scrambling to catch up, they are already moving forward. The world belongs to those who are willing to change, evolve, and grow. The people who master adaptability don't just survive uncertain times, they thrive in them. They don't hold on to what was, they focus on what's next. Always ready for the next challenge, the next opportunity, and the next level of success.